I'm Deborah Taylor. I'm Reader-elect at the Inner Temple and will be Treasurer of the Inn in 2021. And I'm delighted to be able to talk about the history of Mahatma Gandhi, one of our illustrious former members, and his time at the Inn. Mohandas Gandhi came to the United Kingdom as a 19-year-old student and was admitted to the Inn on the 6th of November of 1888. And we have his call papers and admission papers in the documents archive of the Inn. The admission paper that we have shows that his address was in Barons Court in West Kensington. He studied law for 3 years and was then called to the bar in Trinity term of 1891. Most of his study would have been external at home, unlike today when students attend courses and additional training sessions within the Inn. And of course we have his call papers to the Inn, which are supported, as would be today, by a Master of the Bench. During his time in London, Gandhi lived a life true to his principles. He worked very hard. He attended societies where he discussed philosophy and theology, and he was also a vegetarian at a time when it's surprising to us that there were vegetarian restaurants in London. Shortly after his call to the bar, Gandhi left England and went to practice in South Africa, where he remained in practice for several years. The next part of his history is perhaps a march through the 20th century history. On the 7th of November 1922, Gandhi pleaded guilty to 3 offences at a court in Ahmedabad of seditiously inciting disaffection towards the imperial government. And it's clear that the judge who sentenced him, Mr. Bromfield, felt that he had a defendant before him who was no ordinary defendant, because he said to Gandhi, "The law is no respecter of persons. Nevertheless, it would be impossible to ignore the fact that you are in a different category from any person I have ever tried or am likely to have to try. It would be impossible to ignore the fact that in the eyes of millions of your countrymen, you are a great patriot and a great leader. Even those who differ from you in politics look upon you as a man of high ideals and of noble and of even saintly life." Following his conviction, Gandhi was ordered to be disbarred at a parliament of the Inner Temple on the 10th of November of 1922. That was the case for anyone who was convicted of a serious criminal offence at the time. At the time, in covering the disbarment, the periodical Young India rather presciently said, and I'm quoting, "A time will surely come, and that very soon, when the Inner Temple will reassert as an honour the fact that the greatest man of our times belonged to her." Gandhi himself didn't ask for readmission during the course of his lifetime. In 1969, the centenary of his birth, the Calcutta Art Society offered the Inn a commemorative plaque. That was unveiled in 1971 by Master Gerald Gardner, who was Lord Chancellor, in the presence of the Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Pant, Lord Elwyn Jones, a former Attorney General, and Lord Denning, Master of the Rolls. The eminence of those present was indicative of the interest in readmitting Gandhi to the Inn, which was supported by Viscount Mountbatten, who had been Viceroy in India. It was considered at the time that it wasn't possible to readmit him because of his death. In 1988, in an unprecedented step, and therefore a mark of great distinction, a motion to readmit Mohandas Gandhi posthumously was passed unanimously by bench table in the Inner Temple. He was once more a member of the Inn. The Young India article was in fact right. We are proud that Gandhi was a member of this Inn. So what do we consider in the Inner Temple to be the legacy of Gandhi? Well, undoubtedly, his training as a barrister led to him being an eloquent advocate for the people of India to obtain basic human rights, rights to clean water, to food and to shelter. His legal training would also have assisted in the negotiation of the independence of India when it was achieved through non-violence. Gandhi was a man of great humility and also an advocate of peace and religious tolerance, which are essential virtues which have been influential throughout the last century and one hopes will continue to be so for the future. For the Inner Temple, the admission of Gandhi as long ago as 1888 and his life and work, which followed, is part of the rich history of diversity and inclusion within the inn, which encourages students from different ethnic and religious backgrounds to join the Inner Temple and become barristers. He came to the Inner Temple as a young student from India, without connections or means, and went on to exert such influence through his words and action as to lead a country to independence and a new identity. That is a powerful message for young people as to what can be achieved through the law, through peaceful means and personal commitment, irrespective of background. The Inner Temple has been proud to honour his memory by the provision of this account of his involvement with the inn.